Before Russia's full invasion of Ukraine, special forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine underwent various trainings and were prepared for a possible invasion scenario. After Russia entered Ukrainian territory, these special forces organized special and strategic operations against the Russian army. Russia, which has suffered heavy losses since the beginning of the war, has once again suffered a major shock. Recently, Ukrainian Special Forces targeted a convoy of the Russian army. The attack took place while the convoy was moving along the front line. Russia, which has suffered heavy losses in Zaporizhia front line, has been practicing a strategy of constant shifting between its positions in the region. Meanwhile, the maneuvers of Ukrainian troops caused Russian soldiers to constantly change their positions. With great success on the Zaporizhia front, the Ukrainian army has started to use the same tactic in eastern Kherson. In recent days, on the eastern bank of Kherson, on the banks of Dnipro River, a Russian unit has been observed moving in. According to rumors, the Russian unit was moving to compensate for the heavy losses suffered on Zaporizhia front line. Ukrainian special forces were carefully following this Russian convoy. Ukrainian drones were also monitoring the convoy. The Russian soldiers in the convoy were still unaware of the dangers that awaited them. Ukrainian special forces were waiting for the right moment. The Russian convoy made a mistake during the break. It did not secure the campsite and settled on the slope of the hill. Ukrainian special forces began to surround the convoy both over the hill and behind it. When it got dark, the Ukrainian special forces attacked, and that was the beginning of the end for the Russian contingent. Ukrainian special forces launched a sudden attack on the Russian camp, supported by drones. The fierce attack caught the Russian troops unprepared. The Russian soldiers retreated behind armored vehicles and responded for the attack. However, Ukrainian special forces counterattacked with their troops stationed on the hill. Russian soldiers behind the armored vehicles were trapped by intense fire from both sides. Ukrainian troops were effectively targeting the Russians. Ukrainian artillery units in the area were also waiting for orders. The Russian convoy was badly damaged in the attack, and its ammunition was captured by Ukrainian special forces. This successful operation by Ukrainian special forces was widely reported in the Russian media. Military experts stated that this operation of the Ukrainian special forces weakened the strategic power of the Russian troops. What do you think about the operation of Ukrainian special forces against the Russian convoy? Was it a successful move? Ukraine is reportedly using drones to gather intelligence and support operations. How can such technological advantage affect the course of the war? We are waiting for your opinions.